Welcome back to GH Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about a stunning revelation and a complex deception that has shaken Port Charles, particularly the lives of Brook Quatermain, Gio, Carly Spencer, Lulu Spencer, and Drew Kane. This story unfolds with deep emotions, hidden truths, and a carefully orchestrated act of sabotage designed to manipulate and control the outcomes of people's lives, leaving the future uncertain and tensions high. Recently, Lulu Spencer, known for her intuitive nature and deep connections within the community, confided a significant suspicion to Carly Spencer. Lulu expressed her belief that Gio, the young man closely involved in their lives, could potentially be Brook Quatermain's long-lost son. This speculation startled Carly, as the implications were enormous, not least because Dante Falconeri was Gio's suspected biological father. Lulu's theory was based on various subtle clues and coincidences that had surfaced in recent months, prompting Carly to feel a sense of responsibility toward Brook. Carly believed Brook deserved to know Lulu's suspicions, especially given the deep emotional toll the uncertainty surrounding her lost child had taken on Brook. Carly carefully approached Brook, delivering the news with sensitivity and empathy, fully aware of the emotional impact her words might carry. Brook, at first overwhelmed and taken aback by Carly's revelation, began to seriously contemplate Lulu's theory. She quickly calculated the timeline, matching Gio's age with the period when she had given birth and been forced to give up her child. Brook's mind raced with hope and anxiety as she pieced together the possibility that Gio, who had unknowingly been present in her life for so long, could truly be her son. However, Brook was determined to proceed cautiously. Understanding the sensitive nature of this situation, and wanting to protect Gio's emotional well-being, she decided against immediately confronting Gio. Instead, Brook chose to quietly confirm the truth herself, discreetly obtaining a sample of Gio's hair without alerting him or anyone else. Brook carefully submitted this sample for a DNA test, filled with anticipation and apprehension as she waited for the results. She knew the revelation could profoundly change her life, finally bringing clarity and possibly a joyful reunion with the son she had desperately missed for so many years. The moment the DNA test results arrived was filled with tension and profound emotion for Brook. However, her hopes and expectations came crashing down in an instant. The test results were devastatingly clear. Gio was not Brook's biological child. The news hit Brook deeply, shattering her emotionally. She had allowed herself to hope, to dream of reconnecting with her long-lost child. Now faced with concrete evidence that Gio was not hers, Brook was left heartbroken and confused, unable to hold back tears of disappointment and grief. Carly, witnessing Brook emotional devastation firsthand, stepped in to offer comfort and reassurance. Carly understood the profound sense of loss and frustration Brook was experiencing and sought to ease her pain. She reminded Brook that although this attempt had ended in disappointment, hope still existed, and the truth about her child could still emerge eventually. Carly emphasized that Brook deserved happiness, reassurance, and closure, and she promised to remain by Brook's side, providing unwavering emotional support during her ongoing search. Yet, unknown to both Brook and Carly, a dark and deliberate act of deception had occurred behind the scenes, one carefully orchestrated by Drew Kane. Unbeknownst to anyone involved, Drew had secretly manipulated the DNA results, exchanging Gio's authentic sample for another, thereby falsifying the outcome. Drew's intentions were calculated and strategic. He sought to control this secret, holding it as a powerful bargaining chip. Drew recognized the explosive potential that revealing Gio's true parentage could carry, and he intended to use this sensitive information to his advantage whenever circumstances demanded. Drew's decision to manipulate the DNA results stemmed from his desire for leverage and control. He had quietly observed the emotional dynamics surrounding Brook, Gio, Carly, and Dante, understanding how deeply the revelation could impact their relationships, loyalties, and lives. Drew knew that having control over this secret would grant him significant influence over those directly involved, allowing him to exploit their emotional vulnerabilities to advance his own objectives. Drew's actions highlighted a deeper, troubling aspect of his character, his willingness to sacrifice integrity and compassion for personal gain. Meanwhile, Brook continued to struggle deeply with her grief, unaware of Drew's deception and its implications. Her emotional anguish intensified, causing strain in her relationships and leaving her questioning her own judgment. Gio, for his part, remained blissfully unaware of the entire situation, living his life without understanding the truth of his biological parentage and the dramatic implications that surrounded him. For Brook, however, the emotional toll was enormous, leaving her feeling isolated, frustrated, and deeply uncertain about her next steps. Carly, maintaining her commitment to Brooklyn's emotional well-being, continued providing support and encouragement, reassuring Brooke that the search for truth would ultimately yield clarity and peace. Carly's unwavering support offered Brooke emotional stability and comfort, even as Brooke remained completely unaware of the sinister manipulation occurring beneath the surface. The ripple effects of Drew's deceptive actions extended far beyond Brooklyn and Gio alone. Dante, unaware of Drew's involvement and the true circumstances, remained unsettled by the speculation about Gio's identity, sensing intuitively that something significant was unfolding beneath the surface. His relationships, particularly with Gio and Brooklyn, continued to be strained by uncertainty, suspicion, and hidden truths. Lulu, who initially voiced her suspicions to Carly, continued observing the dynamics closely, feeling increasingly convinced that important truths remained concealed and manipulated. Drew, meanwhile, carefully guarded his dangerous secret, understanding its significant power. He monitored closely as Brooklyn, Gio, Carly, and Dante navigated their complicated emotions and relationships, waiting patiently for the precise moment when revealing or further withholding the truth would offer him maximum advantage. Drew's calculated and cold-hearted approach reflected a willingness to disrupt and exploit deeply personal situations, leaving viewers troubled by the depth of his manipulation. As the drama surrounding Gio's parentage unfolded, the emotional stakes intensified. Brooklyn grappled continually with disappointment, fear, and hope, desperate for clarity and truth. Carly provided ongoing emotional support, reassuring Brooke of her worth, resilience, and ultimate potential for happiness. Gio, meanwhile, lived under the shadow of an unknown truth, oblivious to the profound emotional dynamics surrounding him. Drew's deception continued to hang ominously over the residents of Port Charles, creating tension and uncertainty among friends, family, and acquaintances alike. Ultimately, this powerful storyline explores critical themes of identity, truth, deception, and the lasting emotional damage inflicted by manipulation and lies. It underscores how profoundly hidden truths and deliberate deception can influence relationships and shape the lives of everyone involved. Brooklyn's ongoing emotional journey through grief, hope, and uncertainty offers powerful lessons about resilience, persistence, and emotional honesty. Drew's calculated deception serves as a stark reminder of the destructive potential inherent in manipulation and control. As viewers continue following ABC's General Hospital, the unfolding drama promises heightened tension, powerful emotional revelations, and eventual confrontations over Drew's deeply troubling actions. Will Brooklyn ever discover Drew's deception, reclaiming control of her life and emotional truth? How will Gio react if he eventually learns the complicated circumstances surrounding his identity? Will Carly and Lulu's intuitive support ultimately guide Brooklyn toward genuine truth and emotional healing? Next, we're diving deep into the explosive revelations set to unfold during the week of May 12, Neil 16. A storm of secrets is brewing in Port Charles, and at the heart of it is the long-buried truth about Giovanni Gio Palmieri's parentage, a bombshell that promises to shake the foundations of multiple families. The latest weekly promo offers a tantalizing glimpse into the chaos ahead, hinting at emotional upheaval for Gio, Dante Falconeri, and Brooklyn Quartermain Chase, along with a ripple effect that will touch many others in unexpected ways. Buckle up, because this week's drama is poised to deliver heartbreak, betrayal, and the kind of jaw-dropping twists that General Hospital fans live for. Let's start with the core of this earth-shattering revelation, Gio's true origins. For years, this young man has lived under the assumption that his life in Bensonhurst was all there was to his story. Unbeknownst to him, he was adopted, a secret so tightly guarded that even those closest to him have been in the dark. The promo teases that this hidden truth will finally come to light, leaving Gio reeling as he discovers not just the fact of his adoption, but the astonishing reality of who his biological parents are. Imagine the emotional whiplash of learning that the people he's come to know as friends or distant acquaintances are, in fact, his family. The impact on Gio will be profound, reshaping his sense of identity and forcing him to grapple with questions about why this was kept from him for so long. As an only child who tragically lost both adoptive parents, Gio has felt the sting of loneliness. Now, the revelation of a sprawling family tree might be both a blessing and a burden as he navigates these uncharted waters. Meanwhile, Dante Falconeri and Brooklyn Quartermain Chase stand at the epicenter of this emotional earthquake. Dante, a man who prides himself on honesty and family loyalty, will be blindsided by the realization that he's been a father all along without ever knowing it. The promo hints at the depth of his shock, showing flashes of confusion and pain as the pieces fall into place. For Brooklyn, the revelation is equally devastating but layered with guilt. As a teenager, she made the heart-wrenching decision to give up her baby for adoption, a choice she believed was in the child's best interest. Little did she know that her son would grow up so close to home, practically under her nose, without her ever realizing it. The emotional toll of watching Gio mature into a young man unknowingly as her child will likely haunt her, stirring up a mix of regret, longing, and an intense desire to make up for lost time. Their shared history with Gio, combined with the fact that they've both interacted with him countless times without suspecting the truth, adds a poignant layer of irony to this unfolding drama. The shockwaves of this secret don't stop with Gio, Dante, and Brooklyn. The broader family dynamic in Port Charles is about to be tested as other key players react to the news. Lois Cerullo, Brooklyn's mother, will find herself in the hot seat as her role in orchestrating the adoption comes under scrutiny. Why did she choose a family so geographically close to their own? Was it a subconscious desire to keep her grandson near, or a reckless oversight that's now backfiring? Her decision to keep this from Dante, Sonny Corinthos, and even Olivia Falconeri will ignite feelings of betrayal among those who thought they knew her best. Sonny, in particular, with his fierce protective streak over family, might struggle to reconcile Lois's actions with their shared history, while Olivia could feel a personal sting as Dante's mother, wondering why she was excluded from such a pivotal piece of her son's life. Then there's Ned Quartermaine, whose reaction could range from fury to despair as he processes how this secret has altered his family's legacy. The Quartermaine mansion, already a hotbed of drama, might become the stage for heated confrontations as these long-buried truths surface. Adding another layer of intrigue to the mix is the question of who ultimately spills the beans and how. Lulu Spencer, who stumbled upon Brooklyn's adoption secret by chance, has been wrestling with the urge to tell Dante for weeks. Despite warnings from confidantes like Carly Spencer to stay silent, the latest promo shows Lulu confiding in Carly once more, revealing the bombshell that Gio is Dante and Brooklyn's child. This moment of vulnerability could be the tipping point. Carly, ever the pragmatist, has repeatedly urged Lulu to keep quiet, likely out of concern for the chaos such a revelation would unleash. But knowing that Gio is an orphan with no immediate family might tug at Carly's heartstrings, pushing her to reconsider her stance. Could she decide that Dante and Brooklyn deserve to know the truth, even if it means shattering their world? Furthermore, her close bond with Jason Morgan introduces another variable. The promo teases Tracy Quartermaine enlisting Jason's help to track down her long-lost great-grandson, unaware that Gio is already in their orbit. If Carly catches wind of Tracy's mission or if Jason confides in her about it, she might feel compelled to intervene, ensuring the truth is revealed on her terms rather than through Tracy's relentless pursuit. Consider, too, the possibility of an accidental disclosure. What if Gio, Dante, or Brooklyn overhears a private conversation between Lulu and Carly? Picture the scene, a hushed exchange in a quiet corner of the hospital, or a crowded diner where a single word like adoption or son catches the wrong ear. The fallout from such a discovery would be catastrophic, stripping away any chance for a gentle, controlled revelation. Gio might feel like his life has been a lie, Dante could harbor resentment for being kept in the dark, and Brooklyn might spiral into self-blame for not uncovering the truth sooner. The emotional rawness of learning such a life-altering secret in this manner could fracture relationships before they even have a chance to heal, setting the stage for weeks of tension and reconciliation attempts in Port Charles. Beyond the immediate players, the revelation of Gio's parentage will send ripples through the entire community. Tracy Quartermaine, with her unyielding determination to preserve family ties, might initially react with a mix of elation and frustration, thrilled to have a new heir, but furious at the deception that kept him hidden. Her quest to find her great-grandson, unknowingly already in her midst, underscores the tragic irony of this saga. Meanwhile, characters like Sonny and Olivia might struggle to balance their anger at being excluded with their desire to welcome Gio into the fold. For Gio himself, the dual heritage of being both a Quartermaine and a Corinthos is a lot to unpack. These families, with their storied histories of power struggles, crime, and redemption, represent a complex legacy that he'll need to navigate. Will he embrace this newfound identity, or will the weight of expectation push him away? As the dust settles, or rather, as the storm intensifies, General Hospital promises a week of raw emotion and impossible choices. The truth about Gio's parentage is a bandage that's been left on too long. Ripping it off will sting, but it's the only way for healing to begin. Bonds will be tested, loyalties questioned, and hearts broken in the process, but there's also potential for new connections to form. Can Dante and Brooklyn find a way to forge a relationship with their son after so many missed years? Will Gio accept the sprawling, complicated family he suddenly inherited? And how will the architects of this secret, namely Lois, justify their decisions in the face of such widespread fallout? One thing is certain, Port Charles will never be the same after this week. Next, we're delving into a profoundly personal story that bridges the gap between fiction and reality for one of the show's most iconic stars, Maurice Bernard, who has brought the complex character of Sonny Corinthos to life for decades. In a heartfelt revelation tied to Mental Health Awareness Month, Bernard has opened up about a harrowing period in his life where the lines between his role and his personal struggles blurred, leading to a mental health crisis that nearly derailed his illustrious career. As we explore this deeply moving narrative, we'll uncover the challenges he faced, the parallels with Sonny's storyline, the support systems that helped him through, and the triumphant yet difficult return to the set of Port Charles. This isn't just a behind-the-scenes glimpse, it's a testament to resilience, vulnerability, and the power of community. Maurice Bernard, an Emmy-winning actor, has long been a cornerstone of ABC General Hospital, embodying the turbulent yet charismatic mob boss Sonny Corinthos. Beyond his on-screen persona, Bernard is a fervent advocate for mental health awareness, using platforms like his podcast State of Mind to destigmatize conversations around psychological well-being. His personal journey with bipolar disorder mirrors that of Sonny, a character whose diagnosis was shaped by Bernard's own experiences and advocacy, a connection he details in his memoir, Nothing General About It: How Love Saved Me On and Off General Hospital. In a recent candid interview with Women's World magazine, timed with Mental Health Awareness Month, Bernard shared how his struggles with anxiety, often a companion to bipolar disorder, intensified to a breaking point. This wasn't just a fleeting challenge. It was a dark period where he grappled with the terrifying possibility that his acting career, a craft he's honed over decades, might be over. The weight of this fear, compounded by sleepless nights and overwhelming emotional turmoil, painted a picture of a man fighting an invisible battle while the world watched him perform. The catalyst for this crisis emerged from a particularly intense storyline on General Hospital last year, one that eerily echoed Bernard's real-life vulnerabilities. In the plot, Sonny's bipolar treatment was sabotaged by characters Valentine Cassadine and Ava Jerome, throwing the mobster into a spiral of mental and emotional chaos. This narrative arc, designed to showcase Sonny's fragility, became a mirror to Bernard's own struggles, amplifying his anxiety to an unbearable degree. "I had to step away for 2 weeks on sick leave, something I'd never done before in my career," he revealed in the interview. "Sleep became a distant memory and anxiety overwhelmed me. It was a storm that raged both in my mind and body, leaving me feeling utterly adrift. I truly wondered if I'd ever step in front of a camera again." The parallels were uncanny. As Sonny fought to regain control on screen, Bernard was waging a similar war off screen, navigating a mental health crisis that tested his resolve. This convergence of art and life underscores the emotional toll that such roles can exact, especially when an actor pours personal truth into their performance, leaving little buffer between fiction and reality. During this tumultuous time, Bernard found himself without his usual anchor, his wife, Paula, who has been his rock for nearly 35 years. She was abroad in Europe with their son, unable to provide the immediate comfort he so desperately needed. This absence could have deepened his isolation, but fate intervened in the form of his Port Charles family. Co-stars and longtime friends Steve Burton and Jonathan Jackson, the latter known for portraying Lucky Spencer, stepped up as pillars of strength. Their presence became a lifeline, offering not just companionship, but a reminder of the deep bonds forged over years of shared screen time. "I don't know how I would have made it through without them by my side," Bernard admitted, his gratitude palpable. He also extended heartfelt thanks to executive producer Frank Valentini, whose compassion and flexibility allowed Bernard the space to prioritize his health. This support network transformed a potentially crushing moment into one of collective resilience, illustrating how the General Hospital cast and crew extend their familial dynamic beyond the scripts, creating a safety net for one of their own in a time of need. Returning to work after such a hiatus was no small feat, especially given the intense material awaiting Bernard. His first day back on set plunged him straight into one of Sonny's darkest moments, a scene where the character stood on a ledge, wrestling with suicidal thoughts. The emotional heft of this storyline, layered atop Bernard's personal recovery, made for a daunting re-entry. "It was overwhelming to come back to such a heavy scene," he shared. "But having Brian Craig there reprising his role as Morgan made all the difference. I looked at him and said, 'I've been there for you so many times, but right now, I need you to help me through this.' He was incredible. This moment of vulnerability highlights the camaraderie that defines the General Hospital set, a place where actors not only perform together but lift each other up during personal and professional challenges. Bernard emphasized that this spirit of mutual support is woven into the fabric of the show, with many cast members ready to step in whenever a colleague faces hardship. It's a testament to the unique environment at GH, where the lines between on-screen drama and off-screen humanity often blur in the most supportive ways. This journey of struggle and recovery isn't just a personal triumph for Bernard, it's a powerful reminder of the importance of mental health awareness, a cause he champions relentlessly. Through his podcast State of Mind, available on YouTube with fresh episodes every Sunday, he continues to provide a platform for raw, honest discussions about mental wellness, inviting guests and listeners alike to share their stories. General Hospital itself remains a daily escape for fans, airing weekdays on ABC, with episodes also accessible on Hulu for those eager to catch up or rewatch pivotal moments like Sunny's harrowing storyline. Bernard's openness about his crisis and comeback offers a beacon of hope for others facing similar battles, proving that even in the darkest times, support and perseverance can light the way forward. His story adds depth to Sunny Corinthos, infusing the character with an authenticity that resonates with viewers who see their own struggles reflected on screen. As we reflect on Maurice Bernard's experience, it's clear that the intersection of life and art can be both a burden and a gift. The challenges he faced while portraying Sunny's bipolar struggles pushed him to the brink, yet they also reinforced the strength found in vulnerability and community. For fans of General Hospital, this behind-the-scenes insight enriches the viewing experience, reminding us that the emotions we witness on screen are often fueled by real human experiences off-screen. We invite you to share your thoughts in the comments. How has Bernard's portrayal of Sunny impacted your understanding of mental health? And stay tuned to ABC General Hospital for more gripping stories, as well as to State of Mind for continued inspiration from one of daytime television's most beloved figures. Let's keep this conversation alive, honoring the courage it takes to face personal demons and emerge stronger on the other side.